Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. How you doing? How's everybody doing? It is hot outside, y'all. My God. Okay, so let's just jump into this. I have a question for the people in the chat that are, gonna be open-minded and not willfully ignorant because they're biased against a person or a party or non-party, whatever. Is it okay to have a difference in opinion? Is it okay to have a difference in opinion with somebody? This is important. This is going to be a little bit of a teachable moment for the ignorant fools. Okay, so it's okay to have a difference in opinion. Can is it okay to fundamentally disagree with what somebody is doing without being disrespectful? Okay. Okay. Is it, normal to get pissed off when someone's acting foolish or when somebody is doing shit that is, in your opinion, out of line? Is that normal? I mean, does that happen? People are gonna get fucking pissed at me right now because I'm not gonna be doing what they want. But this is, if anyone wants to go and say, I'm on this one side, I'm on that person's side, I'm with I'm not in anybody's clique or group. I'm over here by myself, okay? I stand on what I think, and this isn't groupthink over here. People have a ton of different opinions. It's not what all these other people think that this is what do they call it? A hug box, echo chamber? No, I didn't sign up. I'm not here to agree and go along with the masses for clicks and views or for head pats or whatever. I'm not here to align myself with somebody's opinion or the way somebody's doing something to just go along with it so I can, feel like I'm with more of an army or something because people don't like, just all that fuckery. No. Ernie Shell called me names after he was on Brooks's live. Okay, let's back up. I haven't really been around. I went to LA. I've been doing my own stuff, I've caught up on Ernie's lives. I've been in I think I was in Ernie's live for a minute, like a couple days ago, where he was talking about a gravesite and how it had not been thoroughly looked into or thoroughly searched. And I wrote in the chat, it's mind-blowing to me that, that law enforcement wouldn't have searched that. And I'm not gonna, I don't do kid stuff. I don't do the missing kid stuff. This is not about the case. Let me make this very clear. I don't know the details of this case. This is not anything. I don't want to be involved. I'm not educated to speak on this stuff. I don't want to be educated to speak on this stuff. This is not my realm at all. However, people are like, Katie doesn't, why are you over here, Katie? You don't do kids, Katie. I'm allowed to listen. I can listen to whatever the fuck I want. That doesn't mean I don't have interest in what's going on with a case. So shut up, all you gatekeeping haters. I do what I want, okay? Just like you do what you want and look like gatekeeping haters, okay? So yeah, I stay away from that stuff. I personally think a lot of people who insert themselves into these missing children's cases should stay the fuck out of it. Okay? Just my opinion. I think that many people that cover these cases are subpar qualified to be speaking on any of it. That's why there are professionals that do this. There's a difference between, covering a case in a solid, honest way. And unfortunately, when you're in a community and there's money involved and you've got other people that are trying to solve or talk about the same crime or case, it all becomes a huge competition. And then shit goes left. Shit goes left, right, and center and everywhere. When you're removed from this kind of stuff, it's easy to just it's entertaining, right? It's entertainment for people watch this because it's entertaining for sure. And now that it's crossed into fighting with, it's turned into this, whatever, the trauma stuff. It's a whole mess. I'm speaking from an outside perspective because I'm not in that community. I don't know the case or anything like that. All I know is that I'm with you when you're right. And I am definitely not okay when you're doing stuff that I find to be morally and ethically unacceptable. This is a case about a missing little girl. She's been missing for almost 5 years. And I know the gist of what's gone on, okay, but I don't know all the names and places. I don't know. So don't think I'm not trying to get into this case. I've got to say what I know though, so it makes sense when I explain my problem, okay? This little girl's been missing for almost 5 years. It's serious. It's sad. People have emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, spiritually invested themselves into this case. There has been complete and utter chaos surrounding this case. And Ernie, I haven't spoken in your live for the past few lives because, well, I missed them anyway, so I've been catching up on them, but I don't like what you're doing. I don't like how you're handling this. He didn't do this last year, unless I didn't pay attention, but I wasn't, yeah. I've never seen this to this degree. I remember he went on, and I cussed his ass out when he did this last year because he went on that same lady's channel last year and was trying to say that he had evidence of something with Candace, and that panned out to be a nothing burger. He never showed anything. I forgot about that. Do you guys remember he went on that lady? What's her name again? Brooks. She's the lady that said I was trash because I stream on Sunday. Do you remember that? Oh my God. He went on there and said, and was saying that he had recordings of Candace or something. It's why don't you turn that into the TBI? Or, why, what are we doing here? Either way, and I fought with Ernie a lot. I have fundamentally disagreed with him through a lot of our stuff a lot of this time. It all stemmed from me not believing him about things because he was not honest about things, and he didn't like that I didn't believe him. He didn't like that I would, hold him accountable, make him answer me. He didn't like that. I've been a thorn in his side for a lot of his time knowing me. But hey, that's like, I'm a pain in the ass I'm a Taurus, okay? That happens, okay? Big Taurus energy, bitch. It's how we play. I'm hard-headed, and, if you're not acting right, you're going to get left, okay? I'm not going to play with you like that. So anyway, Ernie went to jail and he got out. And I have always felt, and I don't think Ernie is inherently evil person, okay? I don't think that about him. He's not like Satanalina, okay? He is not inherently evil. People disagree with me about that all the time, but that's how I feel. I want to see Ernie do well. I don't want to see Ernie fail. Even when he was so nasty and horrible to me, I still never wanted to see him fail, die, get hurt somebody else. I don't want that for him. Ernie is very knowledgeable about things surrounding, child trafficking and missing children, and that whole part of his realm, his element. That's where he's knowledgeable. He has a wealth of knowledge. I will sit in his chat and listen to him. I listen to what he says when he's educating us about that stuff, because he does know his shit. He also he knows a lot about cases, and he knows a lot about this case. Okay, he does. He was involved in this case. I'm not taking that away from him at all. Now, he took it as me when I was in that lady's chat. I said, "This is unreal, Ernie. This is about money and content, and money and content." Because I feel that way. There is absolutely no reason why. And this is what doesn't make sense to me. So he has been doing so well, okay? Ernie got out of jail. He has been doing so well. I have been so proud of him. He has a new girlfriend. He is doing so well. His behavior has been calm. He hasn't lost his ever living shit on people, it's just been different. And I've been a mod in his chat, and I go in there and I mind my own business. I troll him a little bit, whatever, but there's no problems. We're not fighting nothing. It's whatever. But he had a job for 3 days. And then he hasn't had a job, and then suddenly he has this whole new battery in his back, and he is doing the most, getting back into the Summer Wells thing again. And he said today that there was a clip that he listened to, and it was this guy named Andy who had a dream about where Summer was buried, maybe. And that has made him want to start back up into all this stuff based on a dream. Okay. This dream, I typed some questions because I just want to. This dream, Ernie just heard this dream recording the other day, and it had been out for years. And suddenly, like, you're Ernie, you are doing way too much, bro. Like, this, you're getting belligerent to just everything going on around you. And this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like. I'm going to play it just so you know. And look, if Ernie found Summer, I would love that and live for that. And he would. I'm not saying I don't want him to go find Summer. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. So let's just get that out of the way. If he could do that, that would be incredible. The way he is doing it is not incredible. The way he is doing it is really not. It doesn't sit right with me at all. I've never seen this. I've never seen him get this involved. I've never seen him do this. I mean, I guess I have seen him do it, but not to this degree. This David Holloway person, I felt like today, like, totally left him with the bag up there on Brooks's channel. Like, Ernie didn't know answers to things that, like, he kept, appealing to David about. Like, why didn't David come up there and explain? Like, it just is so disorganized and messy, and people are getting gassed up, and I don't like that. I don't like that. And I love the determination. Trust me. If I have a goal, I'm going to go do it. If I put my mind to something, I'm going to get it the fuck done or die trying to get it done. Okay? This has nothing to do with any character traits about his determination, how much he wants something, achieving his goals, his motivation. That has nothing to do with that. That's not even a question. Ernie is very determined. Ernie has lived his life just a determined person, just a determined person, okay? No matter what the angle, he is determined for every and anything. Why is David using an older Tiger Twat account? Whose older Tiger Twat account? Also, my thing with David is, like, how long has he been around? How long has he been around? Because how come now, like, it's suddenly an urgent thing? Like, how come now he wants to jump in on this? Because I'm pretty sure that this guy's been around for a while. And I mean, maybe he's financially stable where he can do this, but, like, remember when Ernie was trying to do the Tiger Ops LLC stuff and he was saying Brad Enlow? I mean, what was his name? Ryan Burlow. Doing all that stuff, and he said that guy had a jet, or he was talking about that Dark Eyes guy and he had a private jet. Also, he said that, like, last fall that, this guy with the private jet was flying him around, all this stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, where did he come from? But another rich guy is that, yeah, that guy do you guys know how long he's been around? Anybody? Because it's just kind of strange that, like, he came around in February this year. No, Maggie, he was around before Ernie went to jail. he was around during Tiger Ops LLC when he was out playing, with Jameson, and like he was around. Yeah, isn't it new? Okay, so this is what I don't like, Ernie. Okay. I'm gonna just play. I took some little, sorry if I'm like all over the place. Okay, so this is the clip that he heard when he was on Prayer Gardens Live the other night. And this is what I believe is like Prayer Garden and like put a battery in his back to start getting this party started again or something. Okay. This is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate you. So I'm actually, we're going to begin this. We're going to start it off in the right way. We don't need, and it needs to be off the internet. And we'll do what we need to do to show the people the.
Exactly. I had talked with Ernie. I'm going to play that recording you wanted to hear, Ernie.
I want to hear that recording so bad.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fighting at the top for it.
Here.
So why hasn't he heard this before? It's one of my questions.
Here we go.
I have said this since the beginning to people that made a difference. That I've told people about having the dream, but I've, in the open grave, it's been told it's not a lie. And I have heard my whole life that the best time to get rid of somebody is when there's an open grave. The dude was buried on what day? The 18th? Okay, so 3 days after Summer went missing, they buried that dude. Do you think they dug the grave the day that Summer went missing? I'm saying it was dug between the day the dude died and the day Summer went missing, the 11th. Not if she went over there on the 15th when Candace left at some point in time off that fucking hill, took her over there. Maybe she went to Fred's and Fred helped her. If it was on the 15th, all she would have had to do is go over there and dig down just a little bit more, put her in there, cover her back up. When they brought the vault in a few days before they buried the dude, the concrete vault would have been set on top of it, and nobody would have known no different. And we know who dug the graves. We know all that shit. So I don't think nobody would have paid any attention to if she was done in there the day of the 15th.
Okay, so that is the clip, and that is definitely, that could have happened, right? There's nothing out of the realm of improbability, right? But it was a dream. Yeah. And you don't know. We don't know what we don't know about it. But this seems to have been what kind of reignited this. And I understand Ernie feeling a way about it, but I don't like this. I'm going to play what I don't like. I'm involving myself in BS in the case. Are you late? Purple Rainstorm, you are very mad, but are you late? You must be late. Is she late? Yeah. I think you're late, ma'am. You might want to sit the fuck down somewhere and let me finish my live before you start just telling me what I need to do with my own channel, ma'am, because it ain't yours last I checked. And your little purple rainstorm opinion is really not on my radar right now. So yeah, sorry. Sit the fuck down or get out, bitch. No one is thinking about you. Okay, so let's see here. I don't like this.
Poor God, I can't. It's kind of like real fast here. Sandy is late on update. Maybe she died too. Maybe she did, everybody. We may have to have a funeral. All right. Now, I'm going to say this real quick. Like, people have no idea what's to come. We're going to turn Ben Hill Road upside down. That is a fact. Wait till they see the SUVs start pulling in. Wait till you see what we do. This is going to be awesome and amazing. Wait till you see the bounty hunters that line up to help us. Wait till you see it. Thank you. Thank you. We are late. We are late. We've had to push back everything because of Alley Cat. I'm blaming it on Alley Cat. Blaming it on Alley Cat, Beth. They do not understand the army that we have. They do not. And it's growing every single hour. And I do mean that. I have got so many. If I was to show you these messages of the people that's ready, we're going to run out of parking spots. We're going to have the roads flooded. They're going to have law enforcement up there. They're going to have to be directing traffic. If you think that we don't have even biker gangs, even bikers, hey, we're pushing this, people. These people on Ben Hill Road is going to be afraid. They're going.
For what? For what? I don't like that. Hearing that like bothers the fuck out of me. If I'm a joke, then okay, bye. If I'm a joke, bye. You can get out of here. I don't understand that part. I don't understand the sensationalization of a mission to go see if a little girl is buried underneath a casket. I don't know why, why would that, what is the point? I don't like that. Like, she's a human being with a soul. Like, she's a human, and we don't even know if she's down there. Veritas, yeah, we're getting there. We don't even know. But he is gassing these people up, turning it into a whole spectacle. Like, what are you going to do? Like, have a fucking, fireworks at the, like, what is going on? Are you going to have a fucking potluck? Are you going to set up easy ups for and lunch tables and shit? Like, what the fuck is going on here? SUVs from Jersey and New York? Sorry, but this is making me mad. And I'm sorry, I disagree. People there's a lot of gray area. And I know Ernie has this whole idea that if you're not with us, you're against us. No, there's a lot of gray area there. And if you feel that way, you are definitely blocking a lot of your blessings from people that could potentially support you, but they have opinions. They can disagree. And that's just the way the world works, okay? That's just the way it is. I don't like this. It's a terrible look. You've admitted yourself, you have dabbled in and out and in and out and in and out of this case. Who the fuck are you? Who are you to start all this? Who are you to create? This is a little girl. What would the crowd be for? What would it be for? It's actually quite barbaric if you think about it. You're going to have hundreds of people coming to when you look for this little girl. What if she's there? You're going to celebrate. That's very barbaric. I don't even know. That's like the only word I can think of. Do I make any sense? Like, yeah, I'm not against Ernie. I want Ernie to do, Ernie is capable of a lot of stuff, but the way he's doing it, I can't support it. It's wrong. It's so unethical, Ernie. Is this why you need your $100,000 backing from this guy named David to like fund the luncheon? Like, this is crazy to me. I'll give you a link here once I get all done. And I'm not fighting with you. Listen, if I were doing this, Ernie, I would expect everyone to lose their shit. I would expect you to go live and do the exact same thing to me, okay? I'm not like, for you to call me a blonde, ignorant, dumb, bimbo, whatever the fuck, that's how you want to handle a disagreement because I feel a way about it, that's on you. I didn't call you out your name in Brooks's chat. I was literally shocked. I was literally in there shocked that you were up there trying to explain things that you don't know. You had no idea. Like, you didn't even know if everyone thought you were going to dig up between the graves. And now you said to people it was going to take 3 weeks. I have it. I wrote down the timestamp in a live. And then today you're like, it's going to take months. We don't know. Do you need a license to have that drone come through or not? Because you've given 2 different stories for that. Do you have money or no? Because, this is such a, why would you put this behind a paywall? If this is what you're really going to do, like, why would you hide this from people who have been invested in it for so long? And I'm not even in this. Like, this is from an outside perspective. I don't know. This is just me looking at anything like this. I'd be saying the same damn thing. Are you worried about money? If you have all the money you need, why would you put all this stuff that's important to a lot of people behind a paywall? That's unethical to me. In Trust and Believe, I don't know if you know this little trick about YouTube, but when you put shit behind a paywall, you actually lose money than the amount of views you would get if you just kept it public. You know what I mean? That's just common sense. You would get millions, hundreds of thousands, millions of views. All right, let me keep going.
Going to be scared to death. We're going to have signs. We're going to have no predators allowed. We're going to have it. Look, when we do something, we do it big, okay? We do it big. Even though what we need to do may only last a few minutes to an hour or two. But you know what? We're going to push this so big. The city and the county of Hawkins County, they're going to lose their mind. That is exactly it. Thank you.
Lose their mind about what? Seems like you want a whole disturbance, not resolution. Like it sounds like a whole invasion for what? This is a tiny little graveyard. And if it's going to last for 1 to 2 minutes, an hour or two at the most, like, what are you doing? All right. So that's something that I did not like. The next one.
Luke, say hi. Okay, here we go. Raul, I don't know what it's lawn chairs.
All right, here, let me show you this because this is part of the chat. Okay, so in the chat, this bothered me too. Raul Duke says hi. So he's been talking about the event. He's calling it an event. Like, you sending out invites, bro? Like, what? Like, venue, what? Venue at Morrison Graveyard? Is that where the venue's going to be at? Like, what? What? Anyway, this guy says, so they're talking about the event and it says BYOB and lawn chairs at the graveyard party. He asked this question, okay? This person in the chat.
At the graveyard party. You know what? I'm not going to call it a party at the graveyard, but it is going to be an event. It is going to be an event. I'm hoping to have sandwiches for people there, hoping to have some food there. It's going to be a big thing. We're going to have drones. We are going to have drones as well. Someone asked me if they could bring their drones. Yes, you can bring your drones. But right now we want to, and we still may do even more. We may even do more. Hold on 1 second here.
Like what? So, like, imagine this, y'all. Can we please just, like, sit back for a moment and imagine this? Like, just... It's not a graveyard party. It's a graveyard event. Hundreds of people there. You can bring your drones and fly it around. Do what? Ernie, this is a little girl. Like, this is not... Ooh. Have food served. Yeah, I don't like that. Sorry. I do not like it. It's wrong. I would imagine if this were your kid, like some dude on the internet. And I get it. It's so dysfunctional with the family and stuff like it's just so dysfunctional. It is complex and it's weird and like the boundaries are so blurred there with all that those people and stuff going on, whatever, but like some dude on the internet, the lightning tiger is going to come throw a freaking graveyard event. Like imagine if that was your kid. But like what cage are you, do you want support or no? This is not how you get support, Ernie. This is how you get people concerned as fuck and think you're a lunatic. This is not how you rattle a cage. I also, someone had a really good question in Brooks's live earlier saying, why are you announcing this now when you've got a whole vacation that you've planned beforehand? You keep saying, you know, you and Allie are going on a well-needed vacation. And then you're going to jump into this. And you said, because you want to rattle the cage. You want people to start moving. You want people to start moving. Start making, you know, scrambling or whatever you said. You said something like you want these people to start freaking out, scrambling around. What if they're doing that right now? What if they started doing it last week or whenever you started this? You told us this would take 3 weeks to get figure whatever you said. I wrote it down a timestamp in a different live, but now you said on the panel today that it's going to be months and that you really don't even know what all needs to happen because you say you have team members and this David guy that's doing all this stuff. But like, don't you think that it would serve you well and strengthen your case and your credibility to have David go up there and speak on this? He's your biggest financial supporter. And I saw that you had that guy, Jonathan from EquiSearch. He wants to help you and stuff. But I don't know. It's like you were up there. That's why I was so shocked. I'm like, holy shit, Ernie. Because I just heard all this stuff that you played or that you said. And then you went over on Brooks's channel today. And it's like, you are just not, there's no plan. And you're having people, you're pressuring, and I don't care what people say. You're pressuring people. You're giving people the idea that if they do not buy a membership, they're not going to be able to see anything. That's how I'm interpreting it. That's how others I know are interpreting it. That if you don't jump in immediately to this membership you're not going to see it, see the action. But the action would be, this isn't like a freaking VIP behind the scenes movie night. You know? I'm just saying. Random pickings. Get the fuck up out of here, bitch. Oh, God. Bye. It's... I'm just like, sorry. All right, let me see.
I'm a member. I think you need to become a member. I think you need to get in with the show. Cape Cod is beautiful. Alley Cat. Oh wow. You know what? I'm all about it. I'm ready to go. Ernie Benny Keys says they searched that graveyard several times already. There is no factual evidence that they ever searched that graveyard. We have pulled everything from law enforcement. Nowhere have they searched that graveyard. Alley Cat, tell them what we found about that graveyard. Any graveyard has been searched. We wouldn't be spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to do what we're getting ready to do. Okay, we wouldn't. That would be a waste. That would be a waste. We were not doing that. We're not putting ourselves out there like that.
Thousands and thousands of dollars doing what? Doing what? And is this David Holloway guy? And sorry if this is a really stupid question. Is that Natalie Holloway's father, the girl that went missing in Aruba? Her father's name is David Holloway. Is that the same person or no? Anybody? Anything's. He was talking about Angelina Jolie's association backing them. Like, I don't know. For real, I'm serious. I'm not even trying to be funny asking that. David Holloway. That's Natalie Holloway's father. And then Happy Go Lucky says, that can't be this. I don't know. But when Ernie said, he said, the person backing me is David Holloway, it kind of made it seem like you all should know who that is. That's how it came off. He lives in Mississippi, though, you think? Yeah, I don't know. I do not know, people.
We're not. Yeah, I have searched that graveyard, but didn't they search there is that graveyard? I don't think so. No, they did not. Walking through a graveyard is not the same as looking in a grave. You're right. It's not the same. So they are certain files, certain permissions that we have to get. David, you are aware of that, correct? We talked about that. They have to be filed, and it can be anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks for an answer and the judge's signature. I know the judge will get that done. We'll get that done. You can go down beside the grave. Thank you, Oz. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Okay, so there's enough of that. Ernie said that Andy Bernard agreed to speak with him. What else? Who is Marlena, Ernie? Who's that? Who's that person? All right, let me change over here. Sorry, y'all. There's a lot going on. Hold on. I'm just trying to get my whole opinion out here in the most professional. This is a professional channel of non-tent. Okay. Must be professional. Okay. Actually, Ernie, I'll let you up if you want to come up. We can talk about this. I think that the way you are, I don't get why you're going, why would you, none of this stuff is making any sense, Ernie. Like none of it. Why would you gas all these people up and go up and say, we're going to do this and 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 this, but I don't know about this, but I don't know. I need to check with people. I needed this. It's 3 weeks, then it's months, and then blah, blah, blah. Like there's no plan in place. And also, if you look, this is how I would have done it because I'm a professional non-tent channel. I wouldn't have said jack shit to anybody about this. I wouldn't have said a word about this until I got permits in place, ATM, permits in place, until I had my team assembled, until I had the money until I had all that stuff. I would never, ever, ever disclose this because now look what you've done. You have opened yourself up to such criticism and people are freaking out. And I'm not freaking out. I'm just saying what I think because, you know, I got to say what I think. I don't like this. I would not have spoken on this until you really were going to take action. And then you can tell your people. And then you can, you know, people will want to, I don't know if it's because you're worried about like not having content. Are you worried about non-tent? Because trust me, like I've been doing non-tent a long time. It's not that bad, okay? It's really not. Even though mountain, rain, storm, cloud, whatever says I need new content. Like, look, the non-tent, it's okay. But you would have real content and it would be very, very good if you did it in an ethical way, because now you are setting yourself up for just disaster. You have thousands of people now that are gonna, like Ernie, there are what, hundreds of thousands of people that come around and want to see what's going on. Yeah. But let me give you a link here. I just want to get my... And I'm not trying to diss Ernie, even though you are a total bitch head for calling me a blonde bimbo and ignorant. What the fuck was that all about? Just because I have a differing opinion, bitch? Shut up. Don't talk to me like that. The fuck you think you are? You don't talk to people like that just because they don't agree with you. The fuck? He would make a great, he could, oh my God, he could sell anything for real. Ernie can be sensitive, but I'm very sensitive too. And I mean, the amount of crying that I did after he called me that name, okay? I can't believe I'm even recovering this quickly from that. It was so hurtful. All right, hold on. There was one part that Also, Ernie, you're so different on other panels than you are on your own. Like I get it, it's because it's your own channel, but like you are so calm and you can explain things, but like your delivery on other people's channels is so much better. So much better in my opinion. It just, yeah. Okay, hold on one second.
Well, now, when you go to excavate this cemetery, we'll get to the logistics about it in a little bit. Do you plan to meet with Don and Candace? You know, there's that Mexican restaurant Don likes.
I don't think, here's the thing, it's probably going to happen anyways. But like what I said, we're going to have plenty of backup. We're going to have plenty of backup with us when we even attempt to make that, you know, when we do that. So, I mean, there's going to be a couple of different times before we actually do it. So, nobody knows those dates. Nobody knows those dates. Our team knows them, and that's it. That's it. We're not going to put it out there to the public. However, we will do the videos and stuff and show the people the videos.
What videos though? Like, this is not
Live or edited after, because I'm going to be asked that. You don't have to answer that.
When we actually just go and do our rounds, we got to do our rounds first. And again, that right there requires anybody can do in the public. Anybody can do that. We will be just doing videos only. When we actually do it, depending on what law enforcement and it just depends on the permits we have to have, all that. It depends on a lot of that. Like I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. So in order to, like you say, exhume a grave or anything, what we was talking about before, right? You know, there's certain things as just regular people, you know, just us that we can do. You know, we don't have to have all this law enforcement stuff to do that. But when it comes down time to actually doing if you have to exhume or, you know, use certain equipment and all that, yes, that's when you got to have permits. And these permits can take up to days to weeks to even months. So, I mean, we still have to contact, you know, the owners of Morrison Cemetery. Of course, I'm not the one that handles that. I've got other people that's going to be handling that. I got a lot.
Ernie. Oh, sorry. Ernie, do you have any idea how many people already today have contacted that cemetery? Like, what are you doing, bro? Hey, Ernie.
Hey, what's up?
What is going on here?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like you mentioned something out and the whole hell Beirut of YouTube shows up and goes wild.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what I wanted. And it's working. So, I mean, it's working.
So this is how you reel in viewers for a missing child case? This is how you garner interest?
It's not reeling in viewers at all, Katie. Nothing like that. It's rattling the cage. And I know what I'm doing with that. I'm really, really good at that. The thing about it is, you know, the way I put it out there before, yes. I know now if anything happens, like people are watching now, and you wouldn't believe the amount of response that I got. And that we get all the time now. Last 3 days have been hell. I mean, literally, my phone is like, it's just all message.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Really
but like,
killing me out.
For what though?
Well, because it's a cease to an end. It's the final stand.
Right. But you don't know that.
No, I don't. I don't know that. You're right. You're exactly right. I have a hunch, and the hunch that we have and the people that we've talked to, we've already been talking to people around the area. I went around the grave. Already went around that area. I've been around that area. I've never been in the graveyard, never been on it, but I've been in that area.
Okay. And I know a lot of people have, you say you have people driving by there, 3 times a day watching the graveyard? There's video camera on the graveyard.
It's on the graveyard, but it ain't on the road. You can see everything from the road pretty much once you go up on the hill there.
Nobody's up there. It's just vacant. But you
So
know,
when you're
I did
saying like
this.
rattling the cages, what else? So is the graveyard part just part of what you have going on?
Oh, Katie, we have so much going on. That's just one part of it. Like we actually have undercover people right now. It's undercover doing things that I'm not even going to speak about on YouTube because it's all part of the plan.
This is the
So
wrong
yeah,
end
that's
of the
just
race,
one thing.
Ernie.
I mean, that's your, and you're more than welcome to your opinion on that. But I know how to deal with these people.
Do you though?
If you was dealing with ordinary people, yeah, people think it's chaos. But you have to understand, chaos loves chaos, and these people are all about chaos.
Hold on, Mr. Nobody, what's your question? Do you care if people
Ask
have,
away, ask
okay.
away, ask away.
Are you really scanning the ground or just rattling the cage?
No, we're going to be doing both, literally both.
Ernie, address the fact that thermal imaging was done 4 days that can see under a tarp under dirt. The temperature change variation at all, she would have been seen.
I've never heard of that. There's nowhere to, supply those facts. And here's something else too. You guys are not understanding one thing, okay? And that's this. Thermal cannot see underground. It can't see through the ground. When you say thermal imagery from up above, think about it. Thermal imagery is used to detect like marijuana, plants. It gives off heat. If you're under the ground's cold. Dun dun dun. So you can't see through under the ground with thermal energy imagery. Sorry about that. So there goes your theory down the drain there.
So it says, they say, yes, it is. It's on WJHL. They've addressed it through TBI in Hawkins County. Yes, it's available, and it can see the heat signature
On the ground, or some bushes covering it up, but not underground, not under 6 foot or even 9 foot of dirt. No, in a casket there over top of it, a vault. No, it would never be seen. Never.
You wanna? So TM asks, Ernie, are you going to actually follow through with all this? All the other times you drop Summer like a hot potato.
So let me answer that. I never really dropped Summer like a hot potato. I mean, I don't know where you're getting that at. I have been on the case a couple of different times, and of course, it didn't lead nowhere. I'm not one just to stay and put my attributes in one place. I'm not. And if you look at those times, let's look at that times. Look, I left in 22 when I had legal battles. If you look at it, when I left the Summer Wells case, it was in 22. I had legal battles. I don't have anything holding me back no more. Nothing at all. I'm a free man. I can do whatever I want to do. So that's the most thing about it. Yeah, when the FBI stuff come out at Fred Hills or at Van Hill Road, 3500 block of Van Hill Road, I was there. I done a video. I done a video at that Greyhound station. I done a video over there to the where they do the hotel at where Don and Candace stayed at. I done the video over there at the Family Dollar and the Dollar General and all up there. 1 mile from there was 3500 Van Hill Road. You can look it up. I think 1 mile, 1 point so many miles. I think it was 1.2 miles. I
think. So, who is David Holloway? Natalie Holloway's dad?
I don't even know who that is. Listen, when I left the true crime, I left the true crime. I don't go and get into these cases. I don't do that. I'll tell you how it started. I was talking with David, and we was just having a little chat about vacation. And he's like, we were talking, and he's like, I got a question to ask you. He said, what was it that really
Thank
stopped
you.
you from this? So he said, what was it that stopped you from the Summer Wells case? And I just told him, I said, there was a lot to it, a lot of traveling involved. There's a lot of things, when you're going from Knoxville, when you're going to doing these field interviews on these hotels and the things that traffickers use. I was like, well, there's a lot to that. And he said, no, really, what was it that really stopped you? And I said, it was the funding. I said, I never accepted nothing for Summer Wells. Never did. And he said, I tell you what I'll do. I said, what's that? He said, I'll fund you. And I didn't pay attention to it at first. I was like, it is what it is. And then we was having another discussion, and he says, why haven't you started yet? I said, start what? He said, the Summer Wells thing. And I said, again, because I thought he was joking. And he mentioned to me again, he's like, no, you're fully funded. And I said, are you kidding me? So he sent me $5,000 in Cash App. And he told me when I get ready to come up to New York City, he's going to give me the rest of the money. So again, I'm going to be going to New York City. And then that was planned. That was already planned. And we were already supposed to be gone, but we're doing that next week. So all of a sudden it came out. We was talking, and he said, I got some more investors that want to talk to you. And he said, I'll just be honest with you, a part of the club, a part of this thing. We're going to invite you to this so-and-so. I ain't going to tell the area. We need you to be there. We need you to be there at this certain time. We can get you. I said, well, I got to wait on Alley Cat and get her ready. And, she's got some things. She had a doctor's appointment she had to do. She had some things, it's kind of stopping right now. So I'm waiting for she's able to travel, and then we're going to be going up there. So, yeah, that's in the next few days.
What do you, what does Allie think about all this? Is Allie
she's all for it.
does she know the Summer Wells story and stuff?
Oh, yes. Allie's been around. She's been around. As a matter of fact, she wants me to get out of all this drama. She don't want me to do the drama no more. She would rather me do missing cases, and doing stuff that I was trained to do. And I love that, I love that. I love that idea.
What does she think about how you've been going about doing all this?
Oh, she understands. She understands completely. Now, she don't like me going back and forth, doing drama, then doing things, but I'm a comedian. I like to have comedy. I like to do things like that. I've got I've got an array of skills that I can do. I love to roast people. I'm not going to lie.
Right. I know. And you're good at it. Hold on. Mr. Nobody says. Question, is funding going to be like when you wore
I never wore a ladies jacket. That was not a ladies jacket. Never was. That was a pretty prestige thing I did. And at that time, so here's the thing. No, the Summer Wells thing is not only thing. We're going into the Sebastian Rogers case. We part of our team's even working on that right now. Part of our team's working on that and still giving me updates. And I've told them, I said, do not give me no updates on anything right now. I don't want no updates. I don't know. I don't even want to put my mind into that. There's plenty of rest I got to do. I want to get this vacation over with. And when I get back, we're going to hit it hard. We're going to hit it very, very hard. And yes, me saying that does not hurt anything at all, because I've got people 1 mile from that graveyard. I've got another person that's like 2.1 miles, and they're both taking shifts, literally when
what
they
are
got time, because
taking
they don't have
shifts
nothing.
For? What are they expecting to happen?
I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell anything. I'm not going to tell anything. I got people who's on Don Wells. I got people who know everything about everything in that area. I used to live in that area, Katie. I lived in Rogersville. I lived in Rogersville longer than I did in freaking Church Hill. I mean, oh my God. I used to live at 316 Co Comfort Road, Church Hill, Tennessee. I mean, or no. 316 Morningstar Road, 316 Morningstar Road, I think it was. But I lived in freaking Deer Valley. I mean, I lived in all that. I'm not gonna say. So I know all them areas. I bounty hunted in them areas. I used to work, do stuff
Right.
with that. So I know all the areas.
Right. So, Andy spoke on this about 5 years ago. TM wants to know what made you suddenly care about this now? Like, what's reignited all this?
Okay, so if you add when he spoke on it, I need to know the exact date because I think I was pulled out of I was out of the Summer Wells case by then. I like when I left it, I left it. I didn't want nothing else of it. I didn't want nothing to do with it, and I kind of just like I'm hoping and praying it gets solved. Leave it in law enforcement's hand, but we all can guarantee and we all can agree on it that law enforcement has really dropped the ball on the case. There's a lot of things that Candace and Don should have been brought in and interrogated on, and they wasn't. So there's a lot to that. And here's what makes me want to search that even more. And nobody even brought that up until Cher the other night. And she said Don Wells told her that they already did GPR over there on that graveyard. So that right there makes me want to search it that much more because that never happened. And for Don Wells to say it, Don Wells at the time, Cher was his overseer or whatever when he told her that. So wouldn't you tell somebody like that and ease their mind? That would automatically ease your mind. When the sheriff's department or nobody, there's no proof of that ever happening. There's no proof of that happening. And you heard today on Brooks' channel, you heard what happened on Brooks. So even one of the grave people and the funeral people said, yeah, he's heard about people being buried on top of people. That's a fact. If you live in the South, if you kill somebody, the best place and the way to get away with it is bury them and then kill a dead or kill something else or whatever, put it on top of them. Everybody always knows that. I mean, that's something, when you get in a deep, dark part of the mountains and people go missing, that's what they do to them or put them in a mine somewhere. They'll never be found. So, that's the big thing. That's the big thing right now. And people know that. People understand that. Don Wells understands that. So he knows all that stuff too. So, I mean, the perfect place would have been a shallow grave. Plus you're still keeping to your roots of tradition, having the person buried. That's a big thing.
Okay. So, but this is what started all this up again. This video or the recording?
I didn't even know about the recording. I never heard the recording until the other night. And it just kind of like it fell in my lap because we had just got done. We had just literally had started talking about that. And David told me that it was like about the same time. So to me, I took it as something that God put in my life for me to do. And that's something like a challenge or something. And yes, and I took it as that. And I was like, wait a minute, this is like information from above. I never had heard this. And then of course I talked to PG and Prayer Gardens, here's what I don't like about it. These content creators, they're enemies with each other. But the thing about it is, if something says if this information is brought out, and you have to look at the person it's brought out by. So yeah, automatic. I mean, I don't understand why law enforcement can't take that and run with it and do what they need to do as well. It makes no sense to me. Even the law enforcement officers we got on our team, they're former law enforcement. They're like, well, why didn't they run with that? Why didn't they go with that? I mean, that's kind of like an admission of some sort. They could use that. At least use it to get an interrogation. I mean, you can always hold for a 72-hour period. They've done none of that. They have done none of that because it's the good old boy system. But anyways, ask any question you want me. So when I first started, you was playing it a minute ago. I was hooping and hollering, about all these people being there. Katie, I'm going to do it professionally. I'm not going to do it all on YouTube like that. I was just doing that to rattle cages, doing that to make people act. And they did. I wanted to see where they were at. I wanted to see what they did. At the time, I wanted to see what Candace was doing, and she went out of hell. Look at poor Jody Sue Brown. She's lost her damn mind now because I'm doing that. She's putting shit up on her wall. She don't even know what it is. I know what it is. I know how to do this. This is my field. But ask any question.
I mean, I fundamentally just don't. Okay, why are you doing all this and not letting the new people that are like the new sheriff deal with this first? I'm irritated, and because this is a little girl and this is a serious thing, and it's like not funny. This isn't funny to me, and you're making this funny. And I don't like that at all. This is not
So,
a party. It's not, you know,
so
it's not an
Norma,
event. This should not be an event.
So-
And I don't listen. Let me make it very clear. I don't want to get into the details of this case. I don't know about it, whatever. I'm just
Right.
talking about your behavior surrounding this because I want you to do better. You have been doing so well since you got out of jail. And it's like you went to work for 5 days and then something happened. And now this flickered on in your mind and you are just off to the races with it. And you are gassing up a lot, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people about this thing you're going to do. But you're putting the cart before the horse, like there's just
not necessarily. No,
yes,
not.
Ernie, because you keep you're saying you've got a team, you've got this and that and this, and then you're going to get it done in 3 weeks. And then now
No,
it's
I
turning into
said we could
months.
get the initiation.
You're making people feel a sense of urgency when you're asking for them to sign up for your membership because they're going to miss it if you're only doing boots on the ground. But it just, if you have a whole financial backing, you keep saying you don't want money, you don't need money, you're good.
I don't want money. I don't want money at all. No,
then why do you keep asking for money?
I'm not asking for no money. Never have I asked for money. I've not asked for money. Just because I put my membership out there, is that asking
Ernie,
for money? I mean, that's what everybody
you ever
does.
watch your lives back?
I mean, you could watch them. I don't care.
Do you ever watch your own lives back? I'm just saying, like, if I were
No, really, I don't. I don't like watching my own self.
I would
I don't
hope
like
that
watching my own self.
somebody that gave a fuck would call me out like this.
So here's the thing, Katie. Maybe that's what I want. Because I know how to draw attention. I know how to draw attention. I'm not going to lie.
But
I
is
know how to
this
draw
the
attention
right
to
kind of
everything.
attention?
It's the perfect attention, yes. And I think everything, if you look around you, it shows it. I'm going to find out. Yeah, I am. I'm going to find out who's for me, who's against me, and I'm going to remember that.
So
Because I'm set out. Listen, I'm set out to do something for the people. I ain't doing it for no other reason. I'm doing it for Summer Wells, okay? I don't give a damn about the money. The money's great. The money's fine. But I'm not going to put myself out there for free anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I don't give a damn who gets mad.
That's fair. Whatever. That's fair.
If I'm boots on the ground and we got a team boots on the ground, we will get paid. Whether we're privately funded.
Is not, yeah.
If we was in New York City, the presentation would be different. Obviously, it's not. It's in Kentucky or in Tennessee.
Why are you doing it right now? Why didn't you wait until after your grand vacation with Allie?
Because my vacation will be over with in a couple of days. Like, I know. I mean, like, I'm going to go. You think that I'm going to just stay in one place? No, I'm not. I like to travel. So, yeah, when I get the means to do things, I'm in and out, both up down the East Coast. You ain't going to be able to catch me. 1 minute I may be in Georgia. 1 minute I may be in Tennessee. The next minute, New York, out toward Florida. I mean, I run up and down the East Coast. I've got things. I've got other contracts. I've got other things that I do that I'm a part of that's not a part of, and it's not associated with YouTube. And that's a fact. I have my own things. People don't know me. People think they know me. They have no clue about me or anything. Like when people say, oh, you're not going to do this. Did I not go to Minneapolis?
That's a totally different thing. You did. And I gave you your flowers.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. So all the way up to Minneapolis. So listen to this. So where I'm at now, I mean, even right now, it's 45 minutes from Ben Hill Road. So don't tell me I can't go and do something. I mean, that don't make no sense because everybody thinks they know where I'm at all the time.
I never said that.
Right, I understand that, but that's what I'm trying to tell everybody else. Don't ever say I'm not going to do something because I'll do it just to throw it in your face. That's the kind of person I am. And now that a lot of people are backing me, and I've got backers, I've got bounty hunters, I've got people who are willing to, go and have my back. I don't care about this YouTube BS. I don't. Only thing I know is I've got a panel, I've got a channel, I got a panel, I got a platform. I can broadcast certain things from there. Law enforcement is going to be involved as well when it gets down to it. I'm not jumping in head first on this. No, not at all. I'm taking my time. I'm letting everybody believe as they want to believe. I'm giving them the BBD. Literally, that's what I do. I give them the BBD.
So what about the new sheriff?
What about the new sheriff?
Like, you don't want to let him, can he?
I've already explained about the new sheriff.
Do you not think that he's capable of at least looking into it first before?
Oh, he's all for it. I mean, okay, so you know what I've heard of him. He's a great guy. He's all for finding summer wells and doing what he needs to do with the summer wells. Look, I'm not impeding an investigation. I would never do that. Never would I impede an investigation.
Ernie, if you're going to bring hundreds of people to pull up and turn Ben Hill Road upside down, like, what the hell,
Katie, that was an advertisement, honey. You got to
That's
understand
not
what
funny.
an advertisement is.
You can't be doing that, though. That's not funny.
I did that to trigger everybody. Yeah,
But
I did that.
People are like, that's not a good thing. Like, maybe that's where the disconnect comes. You're
That
getting
might be
the
where the
wrong kind of
disconnect is.
attention.
Oh, I'm not worried about the attention. I'm not worried about that at all, as a matter of fact.
Do you want support or no?
I mean, if they want to support me, they can support me. The fact of the matter is, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I mean, we're doing stuff legally. We're not doing nothing illegally, and we're going to do it by the books. You know, I can't make somebody support me or not support me. All I know is I know the area and money talks. That's all I'm going to say.
I just
Let me ask you a question. You got somebody over here that's trying to get something done. Listen to this, Katie.
Mhm.
You got two people trying to get something done, okay? One of them's dirt poor with nothing. The other person's got money.
Mhm.
Who's going to get the most done?
Well, if the person with money is like, you know, doesn't have arms or legs, then the dirt poor guy is going to get it done.
What do you mean arms and legs? Obviously,
Well, I mean,
all of
if
us have
the
arms and
if
legs, but
the money, yes, I get it. You need to be financially supported. I get that. We're not questioning that.
you can't do nothing without financial support. You can't do nothing without the funding.
You
That's a
can't
fact.
live
Have you
without
seen-
finance. You can't live
Right,
without
you
money.
cannot
You
live.
need money
Have
to
you
do
seen-
everything.
Have you seen the gas prices? Have you seen the fuel prices?
I
Have you
live
seen
in
hotel
San Diego,
prices?
California. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you know obviously that there has to be money. You're not just going to go out here with nothing and do something, right? You're not going to do it unless you stumble upon it. Unless you stumble on it and you're like, hey, look at this, da, 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 da. But you're not
Right,
going to
and
be
you
able
have
to
that.
hold an investigation yourself. I do. I have all that now. Every bit of that, everything I want. I don't want nobody else's money. I have what I need, and I know what I need to do.
And
Now, let's say we do this and nothing comes out of it. Okay. No harm, no foul. I can move on.
I think that that's very selfish of you to say, because that's going to affect a lot of people. You're going to have this whole event and venue, and all these people are coming, and you're turning what could potentially be finding a little girl who has been missing for 5 years. Like, what if she is there and you've got all these people and lunch tables and food and stuff around? Like, I don't get that. That's
Whoa. What do you mean
barbaric,
lunch table?
you know?
What do you mean?
you want to
What do you
make this
mean
a whole party event.
Wait a minute. What do you mean lunch tables and food? I just told you
You
that was an
said
advertisement.
the other day you're gonna have like food and stuff, because someone in the chat was like, so is this gonna be a bring your own beer to the graveyard party? And you were like, well, it's not a party, it's more of an event, blah blah blah. You said,
Oh, I was just no. I was just joshing Katie. It ain't how we do things. Nah, it ain't nothing how we do it.
okay,
I was
TM
just
is
doing
in
that
the
to trigger
back,
people. I was doing that to trigger people. But go ahead.
but that's not funny.
It was to me.
Hey TM, how you doing?
Hey, Katie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hi, Ernie.
Hey Tiffany, how you doing?
Can Ernie hear me? Hey, I'm doing all right,
Yes.
Ernie. I just wanted to ask you a question really quick. I don't want to take too much time because I don't want to, like derail Katie's panel at all. But what I wanted to ask you was, I know that there's been a lot going on. I just have like kind of like 3 questions to ask you. And I asked you in the chat before about first of all, the grave that was dug. Ernie, do you know in Tennessee if it's state law to have a vault? I didn't look it up. I just left the nail salon, so I didn't have time.
It's not state law. It's not state law. No.
It's not. So
As a
you
matter of
don't
fact,
have to have a vault there.
No, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you one thing, it's going to hurt us on that. But there were a vault. But there was not a real, how did they say it over there? We actually called the funeral home that actually had the services for this guy, and they donated, they had to donate the casket because the family wasn't equipped and didn't have the money to do anything. So the funeral home actually kind of donated one of their I guess secondhand caskets. I don't know exactly anything about that. And there was a vault or something that was put over top of it, is what I'm understanding.
What is someone?
Go ahead.
Is she breaking up?
I think she is.
Because I had some lady next to me yelling. There's some old lady yelling at next.
That smack her. That would do good. No, don't smack the old lady. I'm just joking.
Don't smack old people, okay? Am I buffering? No. The funeral home said there was no vault.
Anyway, you'd have to go back. I don't know. They said something about a vault, then one of them said they wouldn't. I don't know. I wasn't really paying much attention to them. I was listening to what they had to say about what they thought we was able to do and what we wasn't able to do, because I'd already got permission. David had already contacted, I guess, the family, and he had already had his people contacted them. And again, there's documentation that needs to be put out there on that. I haven't had time to do anything.
Are you still there?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
I don't know if I'm still connected or not.
We hear you. I wonder if it's that glitch.
Oh.
Maybe she'll come back here.
I hope she
I
does.
wonder if it's that
really want to.
glitch.
It's probably the YouTube or the YouTube's. I mean, the StreamYard glitch. Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be just because she has an iPhone. Those things suck, by the way.
I love my iPhone.
You don't have the 17 though.
No, I don't. I do
No,
not.
the new 17s are junk. A couple of family members of mine's got those new 17 Pro Max, and they're junk. They're really junk. They freeze up. They're no good. Everybody should just have an Android and be done with it.
Well, if it weren't for
Thank
David, you'd have an Obama flip phone. So zip it, okay?
Actually, I wouldn't. I actually have. I keep now. Look, I keep a good phone. I have to have a good phone because damn, I get so many messages it runs out. Like, I mean, I have to keep it plugged in, and it's just a long story. But yeah, I hope TM comes back up so I can answer.
Here, hey TM. She's
Oh my
back.
gosh. I'm so sorry. My nail girl was calling me and I forgot my sunglasses. She's like, she's so cute. She gave me a plum and a kiwi. She's Chinese. I love her. And
Nice.
seriously, like she's the best ever.
How do you understand her?
She actually speaks pretty good English, believe it or not.
Okay. I thought you meant she's like, okay.
Ernie, a lot of the people that come here from different countries are bilingual. Like they're better at speech than us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that for all people, but when
but I still can't understand them.
Yeah.
I mean, I have hard problems with that.
You have
like I mean I'll be talking to somebody that talks perfectly good English, and they be from daggone Spain or something like that, I still have problems. That's just me, I guess.
She calls me Tiffany, and she calls my son David. It's so cute. I love her.
Tiffany.
So I understand her pretty well. But anyhow, so sorry, I had to run to go get those, and I thought I left my debit card, but it was my sunglasses. Anyhow, what I was asking you was, so I had asked you about the laws in Tennessee about the vault.
Mhm.
So you said there's no law in Tennessee that you have to have. I know it's different in every state. That's why I'm asking.
It's
'Cause I know
different in
you
every
think-
state. I don't
Uh.
think if there's any laws about having a vault.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's something,
Can
again,
somebody Google this really quick? Is there anybody that's able to look? Because it's like kind of important. I mean, I should have looked it up, but I just didn't have time because I was coming up. Is there anyone available, able, like in chat, to even look up, like, does the state of Tennessee require vaults for burials? Because like my state, it's law. You have to have a vault. Some states you don't.
okay, so somebody just messaged me and they said no.
Says
There's none.
no. It says no.
none.
The state of Tennessee does not require burial vaults
Oh,
And I'm
or
gonna
outer
tell you
containers
why.
by law.
And I'm going to tell you why. It's because there's areas in Tennessee, like in Kentucky, they're very poor. I mean, very, very poor areas. Some people put people in a bag and bury them. My cousin was buried. One of my cousins was buried in a bag,
wow.
like literally
Yeah.
in a bag. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have to understand. It's just, there's some people that can't pay
understand.
those kind of prices. Yeah, go ahead.
Some people can't. I get it. I get it, Ernie. Some people cannot afford a casket. I understand. I didn't know that was even a thing, and that's awful. That is absolutely awful. And I feel for anybody that's ever had to bury a loved one without anything but a bag. That's just terrible. And it's very grim to talk about this. But since we're on the subject and it's about summer, I wanted to come talk to you because there's been a lot of things stirring around about this, and I'd rather just like come to the source. Sorry, Katie. I appreciate you letting me come on your panel
That's
to ask.
okay. And just know that I don't know anything about the case and stuff. So yeah, y'all
No,
go
that's
for
all
it.
right.
I'm not in it.
Well, I'm just like hoping maybe I can figure out like what okay, so and then I guess so there is no law for a vault, which means okay, and anything's possible. I'm all for summer being found. I don't care what needs to be done. I don't care if they rip Hawkins County up to find her, but my personal opinion is that Summer is still alive, and I don't think she's anywhere around the East Coast. There's no evidence to lead me to
Can I
believe
say
she's
this?
dead.
I agree with you 100%. And I know my
Really?
opinion is, but I don't think she's dead because there's no proof she's dead.
I don't think she's dead either. And I've been feeling this way for like at least 3.5 years, solidly not gone back on. At first, I did think she was gone. Then the more I started seeing the behaviors of people around the wells, around Ben Hill, Kingsport area, everywhere, I was like, wow, there's only about 49 suspects, in my opinion. Like, there's so many people that could have targeted them and saw this as an opportunity. God forbid. I can't even with that. But now, it's not to say that she is alive. I just feel I look for her in every crowd. I always have. And I guess until someone gives me a reason not to, or proof that she's no longer, then I'll stop looking for her face. But I know I would recognize her knees. I would recognize her elbows. I would recognize her characteristics. I believe I would spot Summer if she was standing in front of me. Do you know what I mean? If you keep your eyes open and you're looking around all the time and paying attention to your surroundings, somebody could actually spot her somewhere. And who knows,
Yeah.
she could be in a completely different country. We don't know. But so back to the whole cemetery situation. So Andy B, you asked when he brought this up. It was very early on. So Ernie, do you remember when Jody Sue was on Penny Fizzle's panel with her daughter, and it was a whole fiasco because don't come for me, Jody Sue. I'm just speaking the facts of what went on. I'm not attacking you. So her daughter had gone on, spoke about Andy, and there was talk about Summer's remains. That's not what was said. They said her body, right? But wasn't alive. I don't even like saying it because it upsets me, but I really don't like the way people talk about Summer, and it's like really it's just abhorrent speech in her name, and it really upsetting to me. But that was when Andy fired back and said, no, I had a dream about bagpipes playing, but they were really playing when I woke up, and there was a funeral going on. He believes that, Summer's in there and yada, yada, yada. Well, okay then, but Ernie, who's going to exhume this person? I mean, this is a whole lot. So it's one thing to say, I'm just trying to bring some logic into the equation is all, because sometimes, people might get ahead of themselves. Not saying that's what you're doing, but wouldn't you need somebody to open up an investigation and exhume this poor person's body? God forbid that she's not in there, then somebody's grave has been disturbed.
No,
And
nobody's grave has to be disturbed to do any of it.
what do you mean?
No, that's not how it works.
All right. What do you mean? How?
So we're talking about using a simple thing called GPR. Okay, so
Oh,
we're going to measure it off. We're going to put lines, and then all they do is walk by those lines for GPR, and then it measures like certain, again, I'm not a professional at it, but there's no digging at all
isn't it
involved.
going to pick up the other dead person's body? How does that work? I don't know anything about it. That's what I'm asking you.
So what we're hoping and praying on is that it's a sealed casket. If it's a sealed casket, it would not necessarily pick up that. What we're looking for is what's under that, what's underground there, but under that. If
So
it's
you're
a
hoping
box,
it's a steel casket because the ground penetrating radar cannot get through the steel. And if there's something underneath that casket, you're saying you'd be able to see it, and hoping that the steel is down there instead of like a wooden casket.
well, let's say if it's a wood, no, it wouldn't even be it'd be like, so here's the thing. Even if it was, it would show
Or
up under
whatever
it.
kind of
Yeah.
casket.
So let's say, so supposedly it's supposed to have been some sort of Rubbermaid box, plastic or whatever. We know, and I know professionally by using plastic and stuff with masks and stuff like that, after 5 or 6 years, they erode away. They bust up, they break, and under pressure, you can imagine it's going to be cracked or something like that. So hopefully we know that the skin, muscle, tissue, and all that would be rotted away. Bones would still be existing 5 or 6 years. And hopefully that would make a noise, or I don't know exactly how it works. They was trying to explain it to me.
The casket was not sealed.
So,
somebody knows that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
according to the funeral home, it was not sealed.
Wait, how do we know that? Sorry.
So the funeral home we talked to a while ago,
they told
said
you
that
this?
it was a
yes. Brooks called a bunch of people.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there was a lot done. It wasn't me. It was Brooks making phone calls, not me.
Whatever. People are going to do what they do. I don't know.
I mean, it's what I'm saying. That people are going to do what they got to do, and that's just it. One thing I'm hoping, and this is where it's going to be good. We're allowed to, if it came to digging, I don't have to have a permit to do anything beside a grave as long as I don't discredit. I can dig. And if there are instances of people digging down 4 or 5 feet and setting a cadaver dog down in there after past the coffin and seeing where it would hit, if it would hit anything below that. They are instances of that. So there's a lot of things that can happen with this. Hopefully, I'm hoping that we can just take a simple machine, run it around, detect whatever is need to be done, and then move on. And then we don't have to make a whole big rattlesnake nest of this, because that's the least thing I want. That's the least thing I want done.
But that's what I'm so pissed about, Ernie.
I know what you're pissed about, but you have to understand, I just did that just to throw it up there to make everybody madder than hell and to get everybody triggered. And I done that just because the people I can't stand and don't like. And I'm not ashamed of that.
So why are you calling me names and pissed at me for feeling a way about it? Because it's like, it's just not funny. It's not
Only thing I
cool.
said, only thing I said was in a playful manner, and I even explained it. You have your own right to do what you want to do and say. It just kind of hurt me. You did it. I ain't gonna lie. I was in chat, and there you are, bad, 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 bad. After seeing everybody else's chats, I was like, okay, it is what it is. So yeah, I said, you know
Am I
what?
not allowed to have my own opinion about it though?
You can have your own opinion, but
I
always
wasn't
remember,
attacking
Katie.
you. I was
No, 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 no.
legitimately shocked.
I believe
Because
that. I
you're up
believe
there
that.
and you didn't know what you were. I mean, that was a serious thing over, and it wasn't on your panel. It was on that other lady's channel. So you were like being serious, but you didn't know.
Over shares. Oh, I ain't gonna be serious with
No,
shares.
not
She's a
there at
pushover.
Brooks's this morning.
Oh, I was very serious and professional. Everything was asked of me. I to the best of my knowledge,
Yeah,
I
but
gave
you
it out.
didn't. Okay, Ernie.
And I think I made my point. And you know what's funny about it? The funeral directors and the funeral home made my point as well. Even when Brooks was saying, "Oh no, well you got to be this," Larry was the one. They said, "No, Larry's not on file for being the one." The gravedigger was Chad Arnold. Chad Arnold was the gravedigger. We all know that, and that proved my point. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I cared about was proving my point. That even gave me that much more to look into this cemetery. And then and here's the thing, and when Don Wells or when Sheriff said that Don Wells told her that they used GPR on the grave, there was no reason at the time to use GPR on the grave. So I knew he lied. So obviously he's hiding something. You see, a good investigator would automatically catch that and be like, well, why is the main suspect over here saying, because he's saying that to Cher to make her mind at ease. Well, we all know Cher's dumb as a bat. So she's automatically going to believe anything and everything it's said to her. I'm not. I don't believe anything and everything it's said to me, and I don't believe half of what I hear. I like to investigate it. I like to check it twice, cut it once. That's the way everybody should do.
So, what are your next steps? Oh, you never answered my question about is David Holloway Natalie Holloway's dad?
I don't know who Natalie Holloway is, or whatever.
The girl that
She
got
went missing in the Bahamas.
in Aruba.
Remember?
Oh
Your
yeah,
family
okay, yeah. No, I don't. Not that I know of. No, I met David last February. I think it was last February when I got out of jail. I met him when I got out of jail in February, I think. Yeah, February when I got out of jail.
I doubt that that's Natalie Holloway's dad.
No, it's not.
I mean, I don't
doubt
know.
that.
Well,
doubt
because
it.
I mean,
doubt
it's
it.
another missing. I don't know.
Yeah,
You're
it makes
acting
sense.
like
I mean, it's a legit question. His name is David. Her dad's name is actually, I think it's Dave, but I'm sure it's David. I mean, not many people come out of the womb with the name Dave, right? I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Maybe
you're right.
we'll call
I
him
know
Dave.
David. So
some people
I
have
know that I've
strange
done a
names.
few things. I've done a few things with Dave. We was in Minneapolis together. You could hear me talking to him when I was doing the lives and stuff. He actually brought me the clothing to change into, and yeah, he was on the, what was it? Oh my God, 8th Avenue, or I can't remember what street, 6th Street. I was on 8th Street or something like that. But yeah, he was there with me for that. He helped me out with that part. He paid my hotels in. He did all the travel, all my Ubers, all my food, the food that I didn't steal, by the way. And whatever. So I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
And he's married to Marlena.
So
Okay.
Ernie, and then I have another question that's actually kind of like pressing. This is probably more important, I feel, than the whole grave scenario, which I really think is a fine line. People would really need to be careful of that kind of stuff. There's families involved with whoever was buried there. God forbid, I can't imagine what they must be feeling like and to take just, you know, like Ernie, you're a pretty sensitive guy at times. Like, you can understand how that could probably be upsetting.
Yeah, I do, and I, yes, you're right. I
You know, a
take
bunch
full
of crazy
consideration
people.
into that. Yes.
All right. And then I wanted to just like touch on the boys really quick without saying too much, because I'm actually very sensitive about this subject. So I know that there's a lot going on, and can we somehow come to some kind of agreement where the boys are protected and we just stop with the conversations about what may have happened to them, what is documented to have happened at any point in time? Because the boys are getting older, they're going to be able to find these things, and this is traumatic stuff, and they've already lost. First of all, no matter how anybody feels about Don and Candace, they were removed from their own home. That's the only home they've ever known outside of their foster family. They were ripped from the life they knew with their mom and their dad. Their sister is missing. That has to do something, especially to young kids growing up in their brains, right? So think of the toll that all this can have, even just like changing their surroundings, their scenery, their home life is completely flipped upside down and, you know, turned inside out. So can people have some courtesy for these kids, because they're growing boys, they deserve a clean break from this. They really do. And I would really love more than anything to see them actually stand a chance at getting through all of this. And it's going to probably be a really long journey for them. Can you just explain to me where your mind is at with the boys and the things that have been discussed as of late? If you don't mind. Like, no, I don't want you to say anything. Oh, let me just put a disclaimer. I don't want you to like go into detail or anything. I just want to know if we can find some kind of like common ground to protect them.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree on that 100%. And what they've been through and here's the thing. None of us really know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. None of us really know exactly the toll that was actually taken on them boys. We don't know what all they went through. We don't know what they went through their whole lives. We don't know. We don't understand. We wasn't there. And that's what people seem to keep forgetting. We were not there, because if we were there, none of this would have ever happened to Summer Wells, right? We you know that you would stand for it. You know, you see something happening, you would have stood up.
Absolutely.
So we don't know what these boys have been through. But let me say this. I'm all for protecting the children.
So, like, Ernie, would you be the type of person to shut down an inappropriate conversation? Like, let's say, for instance, you're on anybody's panel, just a random creator in this community.
I'm not going to speak on the boys. I'm not going to speak on it. I won't even do it. I won't be around it.
But
I don't want to be around it.
Would you try to shut down the conversation at least? Like, if you heard someone or you were in the presence of somebody discussing that, like, say it was Prayer Garden, for instance, talking crazy about, you know, all kinds of things, because you never really know what's going to come out of her mouth. This is very frustrating.
So here's the way I look at this. You know, here's what I don't like. Is I don't like other creators. I don't like other creators who go against other creators who are supposedly, both sides are trying to find Summer. I don't like that. I understand their differences.
That Prayer Garden speaks about Summer and the boys, and there's a lot of accusations about SA when it comes to these kids, and she has no problem blurting these things out. They're inappropriate, they're vile and damaging to all of these kids, including Summer. If she's found one day, Do you know what's been put out there about Summer? And we have no proof that anything like that happened to her. Anyone can have whatever opinion they want of Dawn. There can be things in writing. Do those things need to come out? No, they
Well,
don't. They
so
should
like
actually.
give me an example of what's been put out there about Summer, and I'll tell you exactly. Give me an idea. Give me what you're talking
I
about.
don't. Well, Ernie, come on. I mean, you know what they've said about Summer, right? I mean, I don't want to like.
Her taking showers with Don Wells, right?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give Don Wells a pass on giving Summer showers because it is my understanding Candace did not bathe, and who was supposed to wash Summer up, and that's my
Well,
stance on it.
but you don't get in the shower with them, though. That's the thing. I'm against
Huh?
that 100%. You don't get
Well,
in the shower. You don't get in
she
the
was
shower with a
she was
6-year-old.
5 years old when she went missing,
5.
and
You still, but yeah. Go ahead.
I feel that okay, I'm just cutting a little bit of slack here
Go ahead.
because I've heard that it would take Candace days up to a week at a time, sometimes several, to shower. So if Don was bathing his daughter, I'd like to at least without my mind doesn't need to go anywhere crazy, just that she's being cared for and cleaned. I every little
Well,
girl
see,
needs to be
I
washed up.
totally disagree. I totally disagree with you on that.
What about
And we're
single
allowed.
dads, Ernie, that
I
don't
agree.
have a wife
No.
or
They
a
don't.
wife passed
Single
away?
dads do not stand in the shower with their daughter and take
How do
showers
we
with them
know that? How do we
because it
know
was put
that?
out there. I was the one that put it out. Molly Golightly said it, and when I asked Candace about it,
No, it was Jody.
don't you remember
Let,
that? Let's go
let me
back to
tell you
that. I mean
something,
that
Ernie.
that was
Okay,
real big.
I want to.
Hold on.
Well, I want to tell you. I want to tell Ernie something because I don't even think he knows where this actually came from. Do you know where the rumors started? I'll tell you where. It was on Prayer Garden's channel when Benny Keys was up there with Candace. Candace
Mhm.
spoke on Jody Sue being at the bottom of her driveway at 4:30 p.m. and that Jody was on her side of the street by her driveway on Candace's side. The second Candace fell out of line with Jody's timeline, and this is no word of a lie, my hand to the Bible, Jody Sue came out with this story within hours that Don had showered with Summer and that she had basically seen it all go down. How, I don't know, because you can't see through the walls. But then, he was in the doorway with a towel and all this. And Jody was calling Candace up. Sorry, Candace was calling Jody demanding for her to take it back because it wasn't true. So like I remember where that rumor came from, and I don't know if you were around or if you heard it or not, but it happened so quickly. The second Candace placed Jody at the bottom of the hill, Jody came out with this crazy story and it was like, it looked like revenge to me that Candace wasn't falling in line. Personally, that's my honest to God opinion. 1000%. Like I will never back down from what I believe about that.
That's not how I remember it happening. Jose actually was in a fight with Don because of the kids, right? He was in the
Yep.
shower with them at the end, right? So that right
That's what
there goes
Jose did
ahead.
say that, yeah. But
Okay, so Jose,
came
yeah, that's where I
after.
got that at because they
But
got in a fight,
he came after Candace and Benny
right?
and Prayer Garden. So that's why yes, he did say that, but I eliminated a little bit because this came from Jody first and foremost ever. Like she was the beginning of the rumors of the showering and stuff. And I
So,
just don't know if
so
it's
what
all the
I'm
way
going to
true.
say about that? If one person said it and another person said it, that's obviously two witnesses that said it. Then that shows you that it's a continuing effect, something continuing going on, just like what a predator would do. I mean, I don't know what your deal is with Don Wells and if you're
I don't have
protecting
a
or
deal.
whatever.
I don't have a deal with Don at all. Nothing. I don't speak to Don Wells. Everybody knows I don't have connections to the Wells family. Never have. I've never been in their presence. I think I was on one phone call with Don Wells ever, and I think I spoke like 2 words ever. So I have no thing with Don Wells. I'm for Summer. I don't give a shit about anybody but Summer. I don't care about Don. I don't care about Candace. Don't care about their feelings. I'm just like, Summer is the only person that I think is important in the situation. So there's nothing at all with me and Don Wells at all. I'm just like really I try to be fair when it comes to Summer, and I try to look at things, maybe I even sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, normally I might be a little bit harder on someone over this, but I think I'm going to just tone it down a little bit. Like, do you know what I mean, Ernie? I'm sure you do that sometimes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm toning it down on you right now and letting you have your way because I don't agree with you.
You can go
I
ahead
don't
and
agree
yell.
with
You're
you.
mad at me. You can be
No,
mad
but
at
I'm
me
not
if you
mad.
want.
I just don't agree with you. I don't agree with you on that. I
All
don't.
right. I just
And
I
I don't agree
understand
with
what
you,
predators are
Ernie.
and I understand what predators do. I understand that, but I don't agree. I don't agree at all.
listen.
I think
But
Don Wells was doing things with his daughter. He knew it, and they had to destroy her, and that's exactly what I believe.
and you
Okay.
know
I
what,
don't
Ernie?
believe
I
anything
don't
else.
Hold on,
even.
hold
And
on,
I'll
hold
tell
on,
you
hold
why.
on,
Let me
hold
tell
on,
you why.
hold
Let
on,
me
hold
give
on.
you a
Hold on.
scientific
Can you
thing.
hear me? Hold on. Can we, Ernie, can you fire up a live? Because I just don't want to. This is like good conversation
No,
and
I'm not
stuff.
firing
And
up a
I
live.
know
I'm
everyone's
Oh
going to
rested.
freak
God,
I'm
out
I
and be
feel
like,
rested.
bad
hold
because
on,
I
hold on.
promise.
Let me talk, y'all. I don't want people to be like, Katie hates kids, but like, I just don't want this on my channel. Like, because I
Oh
don't,
yeah,
I'm not
And I
the,
understand,
you know what I mean?
but
But
I got
Ernie,
to
go
rest.
fire
I
up
don't
a
want to do.
live
I'm not
because this
firing
is
up a
a good
live. I don't care how
conversation.
many
Like, I
people.
am listening very
No, I
intently
don't
to
want
this.
to. I'm sleepy. I'm going to get some sleep. I got to get sleep. I got a live tonight. I'll do a live tonight. But no, I mean,
Ernie.
the thing about it is, yeah.
When you do your live tonight, if I'm around, I'm not. Don't hold me to it. But would you give me a link so I could talk to you about some of this stuff over there if you were up
Yeah,
to
that's
it?
fine. That's fine. I would love to. I
I'm
would
not
love to,
fighting
but
with you at all.
I'm not fighting with you either, and I
Okay.
don't want to fight with you. And
Yeah, no,
here's the
no.
thing.
Not at all.
I appreciate what you've done. I really do appreciate what you've done with it. I do. I've watched some of your shows. I've looked at them. I've watched them. I remember
Yeah,
you from back then. We all was in the same boat together, correct?
I hope we all are still. I mean, there's a
Okay.
little girl missing here, and it's been so long, and she does deserve answers. Will she ever get them? I don't know. I have no idea. I just wanted to, while you were on the subject of this stuff, I just wanted to ask you, and I forgot the one other question I had. Sorry, Katie.
No, you're
I
fine.
shouldn't have brought that one thing up on your
Okay,
panel.
so hold on 1 second. Before you ask that next question,
I
if
don't
anybody wants
remember
to
what
give
it
me a
was.
cash app, I'm taking cash apps for questions right now, everybody. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I don't remember what the other question was. It was the vault. There was something else, and I'm sure if I could see chat and maybe my mind would be like not so distorted. I really that whole subject we just spoke about really does get me a little, you know, I it flusters me. It's so out of control. I just listen, this is all I think, Ernie. You can do whatever you want. You're your own person. This is YouTube. It's a free platform. Anyone can do what they want. I was just coming up because I was thinking, well, Ernie's up there. It's a perfect time to just like see what's going on. And if you could be a positive influence where if you hear something that is completely, you know, even like the accusations about certain people, parents and stuff, we don't have solid proof. We need to be proof people. That's what I'm saying. We need to be proof people. And we will do no justice to Summer if we are not fact based in, what we say about her, even her family. You may not like the way people parent or whatever. Doesn't mean that these crazy stories need to be made up. All right. If something was actually factual, absolutely. No doubt. Like, I just,
Okay, so I agree. I
yeah.
agree 100,000%. And since we
All
are
right.
on actual factual Katie's channel,
Yeah.
um, I do believe it. I mean,
Hey,
I'm 100% for it. Hey, yeah, exactly.
hey.
Gotta keep it
Don't
actual
ever make me do
factual.
that again.
You liked it, Ernie.
Yeah, you loved it. I heard joy in that one. My God.
I'll jump down. I forget what the other question was, and if I forgot, it probably wasn't all that important. But I think, so you answered my question about you're not trying to have anybody exhumed. You just want to go with ground penetrating radar, and you're hoping there's a steel casket down there so that you can see if And this guy, David, is the one that's helping. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And when is all of this going to go on? Because Ernie, I have noticed that you'll say you're going to do all these things, and I get really excited because you know what, Ernie? I think that
Right.
you have a lot of potential to find answers. I really do. Your connections to Hawkins County and Rogersville, Churchill, the people you know, you're a smart person. You know you're like all business when it matters, and I think you're an asset to Summers community. However, sometimes I think things can get a little off track and then you just drop it. Like, and then we never hear about it again. So people get excited that you're gonna, maybe get some movement here and maybe wiggle some things around and maybe something might fall out. And then you're gone and talking about something completely,
Oh, no, no, I
off
agree. I agree.
topic.
I agree. In the past, I've done that. And a lot of reasons I did that is because of not having the backing that I needed and the fundings that I needed. And also, you have to understand then too, I was wanted by police. I had legal obligations that I had to go to. I had to do all this other stuff. I'm free now. I can do whatever I
Okay.
want to do. I'm free.
Yeah. Okay. Totally. I get
I don't
that.
have any. I don't have to look over my shoulder anymore, and especially with people that don't like me and stuff and calling police
Right.
on me. You know how that was. I mean, that
Yep.
ain't a lie. I mean, everywhere I went, as soon as I cammed up, guess what? The police was there. So I had to do things. Now I don't have to do that, and I'm free to do what I need to do. I got a
Yeah. I'm
great
really
team. I
glad
got a great woman.
I'm glad you're doing well. That's good to hear, Ernie, and that you're on a good path. I'm glad to hear that. Never want to see anybody do badly. It's good. I'm glad that
Mhm.
you're on a different path and headed in the right direction. That's great. Really is.
But yeah, but I'm going to be honest with everybody too. I'm not, I'm putting myself out there doing this. This is dangerous. People don't believe that, but it's dangerous.
Well,
When you
I
go
have
up
no
there,
problem getting on a plane and going to Tennessee at any time. I would go tomorrow. I'm not worried about going to Tennessee or doing anything. I just would need a really good reason to go down
I
there.
appreciate that.
Yep, something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I have nothing but time on my hands these days. So, um, but anyhow, I'll tune into your show, and I thank you, Katie, for letting me up. Sorry,
You're
I didn't mean
welcome.
to
No
stay so
problem.
long. Um, thanks, Ernie,
Yes,
for
I agree. And thank
answering.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, sure. Good to talk to you, Ernie. Thank you, Katie. I'll go in the chat.
Okay. Thanks for
Okay.
coming up.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay, Ernie,
Wow,
this
Katie.
person has a good point. I know this
Well, go ahead.
person, you don't like this person, but this person has a good point.
No, I do not like that person. Can't stand that person, but go ahead with your question. That's
Just,
irrelevant, but go ahead.
I feel like you should not spend time triggering people because, like, you're blocking a lot of blessings if you trigger people because they misunderstand. They're not picking up what you're laying down. If you're being goofy and stupid trying to trigger people, that's not how you. When you're trying to garner, when you're talking to a huge amount of people, if you go that direction, that's just you're blocking a lot of blessings and support because they're going to think you're just a fucking asshole.
I am an asshole. I'll be the first one to say that. I'm an asshole. My heart's made of stone cold steel now. But the fact of the matter is, I still have that point about me that, hey, I'm about passion, okay? And I do understand people's concerns. I really do. And let me say this, and I'm going to be nice here. Is it called Ellie's Wood? Is that what it is? Ellie's
Elle
Wood?
Woods, haven't you seen Legally Blonde? My God.
No, not really. I don't watch TV. But anyways, Ellie's Wood. Listen, you have to
Elle
understand. Whatever.
Woods.
Elwood. Okay,
Bend
Elwood.
and
Listen,
snap, bitch. Bend
son of
and
a bitch.
snap.
Ellie's Wood. Does it really matter what I call her? Little blonde headed girl. Listen here.
Say bend
Okay,
and snap. Say bend and snap.
bend and snap. There you go.
Okay.
So listen, I understand your concern, and I understand. I do that. I do trigger people, but there's ways, and I trigger people that to be honest with you, I was trained to do that. I use that a lot to my advantage. I know how to pull these people into highway to get them hit by a semi when I want them hit by a semi. But also, I understand that I'm loving and I'm also caring. Even though you don't believe that, you don't get to see me off YouTube. You don't get to see what I really am and how I act and stuff. So the fact is, yes, I agree with you. I do that. I'm an asshole. I'll be the first one to say that. I am, but I get more things done this way. If I sit here and I start forgiving everybody, and I sit here and I'd have a whole list to forgive, I'd look like I was fucking Santa Claus getting ready to go to the North Pole and get out
No,
toys and shit.
that's not what we're
So
talking about.
I'm not doing that. I understand that. I'm not doing that though. I understand
Think
what you're
about it's
saying.
like running for governor, right? When you're running for governor,
And I'll
Ernie,
be the same way. I'll be the same way and I won't be budged. No. The fact of the matter is I tell people the way I think and I express my opinion. And that's what I think a lot of more people should do as well. You know, you have people like Jaded in the chat. Jaded is a flip flopper. Okay. She's a hamburger. She's been burnt one end and not burnt on another end,
oh
but
yeah,
she's a
she's
flip
in
flopper.
here. She doesn't like me anymore.
No, she
Hey,
follows me
girl.
everywhere I go. She wants an autograph. I told her $15 and I'd give her one. But yeah, thank you, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea loves me to death. Thank you, Sweet Tea. Thank you so much, sweetie. See what I'm talking about?
Oh my God, stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
Just stop your shit. I get it. Like people, and it's the same thing. I just, it is what it is. But I don't like, and I knew this was going to happen because a lot of people don't understand that I can fundamentally disagree with people and get mad at people and disagree with them. But that doesn't mean I'm an op. That doesn't mean that it's going to be World War III up in this bitch. Okay. And you need to not have that kind of mentality either, because you are blocking a lot of potential support by not being open-minded and by not like hearing the whole thing out, you know? It's not, it should
Right.
never be you have to stop with this kind of thinking that if you're not with us, you're against us, because there is so much space in between.
Okay,
Just
so let
because
me
I
ask you a
disagree
question.
with you, Ernie, doesn't mean I don't want you to find Summer or other people.
Right.
That
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
mean we're trying to hinder that goal and accomplishment. We're not trying to do that.
So let me say this. And that
I'm
wasn't
not your
directed towards
enemy.
you.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy either. I'm not. Listen, that wasn't directed towards you. I'm talking about people like Mama T. Mama T was up on that panel and she
Well,
didn't even know what the
she's a
hell she
dumb
was talking
idiot.
about.
She's so
She
stupid.
is, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but like, you should have just ignored her, honestly. Like, she was up there to just like make you mad. Come on. It wasn't even
I mean,
about
I know.
yeah.
That's why I couldn't answer the question. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. The way she phrased it, like I'm there on Ben Hill Road to collect money. No, it wasn't like I don't even know what she was talking about. Like literally, she made herself look so stupid. Even Brooks was sitting there like, we're just going. I don't know. I was just
I
like,
mean,
look, I
she
can't
just
do this.
yeah, that was dumb, and she's so mad at you and stuff, and you know, there's a time and place, but that right there was just kind of ignorant. But either way, yeah, I hope that you like kind of understand that how I feel, and I'm not I'm not trying to fight with you or anything, but you know, I have never changed up about like, if I feel a way about something, I'm totally gonna say something. And I think
let
it's
me-
hilarious how all these like all the
Right.
haters of me or you or both of us at the same time are like,
Oh,
Katie's gonna switch up and flip flop and all this stuff, as if like we have to. This isn't a fucking echo chamber over here, okay?
I
We can
know,
disagree
and
with
I
each other
agree,
all the
and I
time.
thank you for that, Katie.
And
So I want to read something to you here. Jaded said, "Katie, I can't stand you, but that don't mean that I don't like you anymore. I don't understand what that means. I'm disappointed about some stuff that you've done that don't make me, but it don't make me hate you. But what kind of stuff have you done to make people that disappointed in you? I don't understand that. See,
I don't
people
know.
like that are idiots. She's an idiot. You know what
Well,
she's talking
she's
about."
entitled to her opinion.
Yeah, but the thing about it is she contradicted herself right off the first sentence, and that sucks. It sucks for her. It really does. Not lying.
I mean,
Thank you,
yeah,
Michelle. Thank you. I appreciate it.
but I guess that's not.
I mean, I don't
She's
know.
entitled to her opinion, and yeah, it is what it is.
Right, right.
It is
And you're
what
right.
it
You're
is.
exactly right. She's
It's not
entitled to her
gonna.
opinion. To me, I say fuck her and move on, right? That's what you got to do.
It's just that's just the way it is. She's entitled to her
Yeah,
opinion.
it is entitled to her opinion. Exactly. And I do too. I would say that too. Um, so no, I love BES. I love B. I love B. B's awesome. B's an Android person, not an iPhone person. So yes, there's a lot that can be done, but this has been a great show, Katie. God, girl, you've knocked it out of the water again. The actual factual news, you've done great and everything. I have to admit that you really have. And
I just don't want you to. I want you to do better, Ernie. I just don't.
I know you
Just
do. I know
period.
you
This
do.
is
I know
not
you do.
funny to a lot of us. Okay,
No, I know
that's
it's
my
not.
whole
It's not at
point.
all.
I don't like. And I'm just from an outside perspective. I don't like the way that you're handling all this stuff with this whole
So
timeline and like how you're garnering this attention and stuff, and like you don't have a plan. Like it just is really, really unsettling. So.
I agree on that. I agree on that. And last year, you said, one of the things they're saying, I do it every year. No, I don't do it every year. Whenever something comes out about Summer, I report on it. And just because I report on it, I've got every single one of the suspects in my chat. That's not my fault. It's not
No,
my
it's
fault
not
they
your
watch
fault.
my show. No, it's not. And now that I'm free, you see, last year I wasn't free. I am free this year. I'm free. For whatever time I'm free now, I can work on this. I'm probably going to get put back in jail again. Who knows, right? No, I'm just playing. But anyways, Katie, you have fun in the chat. I love you all. You all, thank you. Whether you love me, hate me, whatever it is, what it is, it's your choice. It's your all's ideas, whatever. But anyways, Katie, you've had a great show. I don't want you to listen to these other people thinking that I'm turning on you. I would never turn on you. There's no
I
reason to
don't.
turn on
That's
you.
not. I'm not worried about that. Seriously, I'm just being honest with you. That's
And I
all.
know that.
I'd
And just
expect
and
you
just
to be
because
honest with me if I was acting a fucking retard. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, we call each other names, and I always call you names. I'll take my shots at you every once in a while when I can, just to joking around. I would never want to intentionally hurt your feelings. I would never do that. That ain't me. But anyways, I do appreciate you. Thank you for having me
All
on.
right. We'll see you live later. Oh, okay. And then all the CPS lady didn't go your way, so you moved to somewhere else. What? You brought. I don't know what that means. Well, basically, again, I don't do the kids' cases and stuff. However, Ernie, I'm going to call out bad behavior. And I don't think that how Ernie is handling this is okay. And I think that if he is, financially support, it just is a whole mess. And he's acting really, really cocky and conceited. And I don't believe if he's trying to do something for the greater good of this community or y'all's community that have been wanting her found and stuff, it should not be. People shouldn't be treated the way that he's treating people. It shouldn't be behind a paywall. The content, he should be open to criticism, if constructive criticism. I mean, the haters, fuck them, but like, I don't like the way he's treating people, and I don't like the way he's conducting himself. This is unprofessional. It's not professional, pretty much. It's not professional. And this is, at the end of the day, I look at this as like, this is a human being. I feel like a lot of people get lost with the idea of this little girl, but like when in my head, she is real. Like she's a real human being. Like she's real. It's very real. So when I hear it's like very, very, very disturbing to me when I hear we're going to turn Ben Hill upside down. We're going to have a party. We're going to have this and that and that, we're going to have so many people. I don't like that. And if Ernie wants support, there's something doesn't click with him as far as like what kind of success he wants and support he wants versus like how his delivery on things. I think that's what it is, but whatever. Ernie Shell is one of a kind. He is one of a kind, people. He is, Freeside, bro, this is like account number 55 that I've banned. Yeah, I just, the delivery, we gotta do better with the delivery. But I'm all for this, like, and again, people are gonna, I guarantee you, everyone's gonna flip the fuck out and they're like, Katie, they talked about summer on Katie's channel. Well, fuck you all. I don't care. That just happened. It happened. And it happened. Is that my content? No, but Ernie decided to do what he did, and it has to do around that situation. So that happened. And that's why I hope that him and TM can have their conversation on Ernie's later, because I'll go listen to that. Totally go listen to that. I mean, there's a lot that's gone on with this case, but I'm disturbed about that shit. I don't like that shit. I want to know who this David Holloway is. And what else? I don't want to like say all this again. Who is this person? They're another, Archive 2.0. They also, did they get struck down by Ernie? Because they restream Ernie. People are so mad. They restream Ernie. I'm pretty sure that's their channel. I think, is it the Beast? Maybe. At least one of the Beasts. Gonna meet up with Ziggy. It's not the right David. Yeah. Probably. Mm-hmm. Lord. Well, what else? I don't know. I think Ernie should just not speak until he has a whole plan in place. But I definitely am interested. I want to hear, like, Ernie. The thing about Ernie is he knows stuff, right? He knows. He's knowledgeable about things, you know? And that's the kind of content I'll listen to. Like when he talks about stuff like that, I'll sit in there and listen to him. So, where was he on June 15th? I don't know. June 15. Thanks, Tam. All right, y'all. I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I need to go buy more vape juice because y'all have me using twice the amount of vape juice. I swear to God. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you guys all coming through. And people are going to be so mad. People are going to be so mad. But whatever. I am who I am. And I don't, you know what? I just do what the fuck I want because I feel a way. And I'm going to stand on that. So I'm not Ernie's enemy. I'm not Ernie's enemy at all. I want him to do better, and I'm going to say it with my whole chest. So still an addict? What do you mean? Once an addict, always an addict, you know? You know what I mean? Run where? There's horrible people everywhere. They hate me. Yeah, they just hate. They're haters. And it's upsetting. Cry. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go. I appreciate you guys so much for coming through and listening. And I hope everybody has a really good rest of their day. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. Bye.